Staggeringly, it's been 21 years since Blue formed, and now they're coming back for some very special performances. On today's This Morning, the band announced they are touring across the UK and Ireland in 2022 with none other than Atomic Kitten. Band members Lee Ryan, Duncan James, Anthony Costa and Simon Webb will be joined by special guests Liz McLarnon, Natasha Hamilton and Jenny Frost as they relive the early noughties. This comes more than 2 decades after Blue first formed, storming the charts with their debut album, All Rise. Over the space of just 4 years they released 16 singles, collaborated with the likes of Elton John and Stevie Wonder and traveled the world to the screams of millions of adoring fans. But at the end of 2004, the lads left Blue fans devastated when they confirmed they would be taking an indefinite hiatus. Their break would last until 2011 when they reunited to compete at the Eurovision Song Contest where they came 11th. For more of the news you care about, straight to your inbox, sign up for one of our daily newsletters here. The boys also enjoyed something of a renaissance in 2013 thanks to ITV's big reunion and their subsequent headlining tour. However, in April 2015 Blue were dropped by their record label after the poor performance of their album, Colors, which peaked at number 13 on the album charts. So what have they been up to since first finding fame at the turn of the century? From booze battles and weight woes to the illness that almost paralyzed one bandmate, here's what happened after the band parted ways. Duncan James. In 2016, Duncan James, 42, revealed how a terrifying illness almost left him in a wheelchair for life. The star needed 2 emergency operations on his back and was told by doctors he had faced death and might never walk again. At one point Duncan was rushed to hospital by ambulance when vital fluid from his brain and spine began pouring out of his surgery wound as he sat on the sofa at his mother's house. "Doctors told me I could have spent the rest of my life in a wheelchair, or died," he told the Mirror at the time of his nightmare, which began when he woke up one morning and found his leg was completely numb. "I had an MRI scan at hospital in June and they rushed me into surgery," he said. "They said if they didn't operate that same day I'd be paralyzed because a nerve that was trapped would die. I'd also lost control of my bladder. They said I might have to be catheterized permanently." The operation was a success, but a week later he fell seriously ill at his mother Fiona's home, suffering sickening headaches before spinal fluid started leaking from his wound. "It was agony and I felt sick," he continued. "And I could feel a swelling in my back that I knew wasn't right. I could feel pressure pushing down on my wound. It was a Saturday night, and I was with Mom watching TV. Suddenly I'm soaking wet. My back had opened, and all this fluid, called cerebrospinal fluid, was just pouring out of me. I called the hospital, who told me to lay on my front and not to touch my wound." Thankfully, Duncan went on to make a full recovery, although his 2-year stint playing Ryan Knight on Hollyoaks had to be delayed. Meanwhile, Duncan dated Spice Girl Geri Halliwell in 2004 and went on to have daughter Tiani Finn, now 16, with ex-girlfriend Claire Granger before coming out as gay in 2014. "Regardless of whether I sleep with women or not, I'm still sleeping with men, so I'm gay," he told Gay Star News. "I could still be romantically and sexually involved with a girl. But I still call myself gay. I'm a gay guy. I like men, so that makes me gay." has been dating Brazilian hunk Rodrigo Reis since 2019, although they were forced to spend last Christmas apart due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Simon Webbe blues singer Simon Webbe was devastated when his brother took his own life in 2018. The One Love singer confirmed that his sibling Strawn killed himself that November, telling OK! Magazine, "I've actually been off social media until recently because I sadly lost my brother to suicide almost 2 months ago. It is something that is taboo. It's taught me that people just need to be honest about what they need personally," he continued. Simon also shared the tragic news on his Instagram, revealing he was working away when the devastating news came through. "It's 2019 and I feel this is a year where we should be thankful. Stop searching for perfection cause you will never find it," he began. "I lost my brother Strawn to suicide while I was working in Bradford. He was someone I thought I'd see again and hurts me deep that people, like myself, struggle every day with mental health issues. It's taboo and needs to be brought to the forefront. We can all start by asking someone, anyone close to you, how are you really feeling? After that the key is to listen. Can we start there? I'm back on socials and will support the hashtag mental health awareness movement as I always have. Please be brave and talk." Simon, 44, still releases music as a solo artist, with his last offering being his album Smile in 2017. He has a 24-year-old daughter Alana, with ex-girlfriend Nicola Jones, and is expecting another child with wife Ashen this April. Lee Ryan. After Blues split in 2005 and reunion 6 years later, Lee Ryan found the pressure of fame, along with his 2013 split from long-term girlfriend Sammy Miller, all too much. He turned to the bottle, describing himself as an alcoholic for a good 10 years, and told how he would kick off his drinking at noon, downing 2 bottles of whiskey a day as he sank into a deep, dark depression. At his lowest point, he would go for 3 days without sleep, crawling from pub to pub. "I was really, really bad on drink. I was a hardened drinker," he previously told the Mirror. "I remember once picking up a bottle of Jack Daniels and downing it in one. I turned to drink to numb the pain. I thought it was the answer. Basically I was drinking to cope with the sadness. I'd go on binges and stay up for days, just drinking. On one occasion I went from bar to bar, on my own, getting hammered. I burst out crying to someone in the street, a random stranger who asked if I was okay. I started telling them all my problems about my relationship, my life and how it was getting me down. It was awful. Then one morning, I woke up having been out all night, and Duncan caught me going through his cupboards, looking for more drink. He just looked at me, turned round and said, 'Right, you're going to rehab.'" As a result of his drinking, Lee, 37, developed an aggressive cyst in his throat which he feared could end his career. Terrified that it was cancer, Lee worried he would lose his singing voice, but thankfully it was benign and treatable. Lee said, "My problems with my throat were self-inflicted. Anything I suffered I can directly trace back to the alcohol I'd been drinking so much of for so many years." He added, "I have only myself to blame and doctors to thank." Meanwhile, like Simon, Lee is also set to become a father again, with his Ariana Grande impersonator girlfriend Verity Paris expecting a baby. He is already a proud dad to Bluebell, 13, Sunrain, 12, and moved to Spain's Costa del Sol to start a new life last year. Antoni Costa. For more than a decade, Antoni has battled his weight, starting in 2010 when at 5 feet 8 inches he weighed 14 st. I looked like a young Pavarotti, double the size of the guy I was in blue. How come I hadn't noticed? I had a double chin, a sagging midriff, I hardly recognized myself, he said after watching himself on TV. When I was touring with the band or sitting in TV studios, it was too easy to munch on chocolate bars, crisps or biscuits. And I was just as bad at home. I'd wander over to the fridge to see what was in it and, before I knew it, I'd made myself 2 large sandwiches. He lost 16 pounds thanks to Channel 5's Get a Holiday Body, Lose a Stone in 4 weeks back in 2018, and after gaining weight in lockdown, Antoni turned a meal delivery service to lose a stone in a month. He is father to 2 daughters, Savannah Rosa, 6, and Paloma Valentina, 3, with wife Rosanna. Antoni has been signed up to the next series of Dancing on Ice, but sadly only as a reserve according to reports. Would you like to see Blue on tour? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.